guys? Bricktip Gaming's here. It's been a little bit. I actually recorded a video the other day, but I kind of didn't do that. It was an idea that I had, and it was kind of cool, but I didn't end up doing it. I wanted to make it better is the thing. But I was sitting at home. I was talking to Porche just a little bit ago before I decided to do this, and you guys don't know anything about me. I'm just Bricktip Gaming. That's all I am. I'm just some random dude on YouTube. Um, so I wanted to do a deep dive into my Yu-Gi-Oh decks, kind of explain who I am as a person a little bit and my journey with Yu-Gi-Oh. So first things first, I've been playing for almost 3 years now. I had to have Porsche confirm this with me, but it's been about 3 years now, almost be 3 years this summer. Um, Originally, before I met Mrs. Bricked Up, there was an acquaintance that Porsche and his fiance had tried to set me up with to kind of be engaged, not engaged with, to kind of hang out with. Didn't end up working out, but the funny part was I called Porsche at one point to talk about her, and I felt really, really, really bad. So I was in Walmart where I was working in Nebraska, and I saw the Obelisk and Slifer structure decks. So I ended up buying those two structure decks that day to play with him. Um, so that was kind of how this whole journey kind of started was because of Porsche and our buddy Paz, who we probably mentioned before at some point, our buddy Willie. That was the like first little iteration of people that I played Yu-Gi-Oh with. Um, so over the past 3-ish years, give or take, I haven't been going to locals consistently because I live pretty far away from our locals. Um, I've been lucky enough to win 3 different locals, two at one spot, one at Pink Elephant or normal spot. We saw the video on the channel when it came out that I did get top 32 at the OKC regional, which was incredible. Um, I'm counting it as a top. It's not in the eyes of Konami, but kind of going into the journey, the first deck that I ever played, and I believe I did a profile with it at some point. I don't actually know, but my OG pet deck that has been upgraded significantly since then is Drytron. Um, let's dump a couple out here. I have since basically max rarity the whole deck at this point, not the Drytron core, with the Bentons and the Novas and the just last version we ran was the Angel build, which was a lot of fun. But no, so fun fact about Drytron was when I went to their house, to Porsche's house, Willie was there, Paz was there, a couple other people were there. We went to a place called Vintage Stock in Wichita, Kansas, and we went through the dollar bins there, and we're going through bulk. And I was like, dude, I want to make a deck. Like, I had a background in Magic. I played Magic for a couple years, played a lot of Commander. Never really played a lot of Modern and stuff like that. But I found cards like Drytron Zeta Alduba. I found No Thuban. We found an Alteus. We found Cyber Emergencies there, I believe. Um, we found like Foolish Burials we had. We found Drytron Fafnir. We found Delta. We found Gamma. We found everything but Thuban. And like Little Dad, Little Draconids. We found Quadranids, the one of the other rituals, but we never found the ritual spell. So I ended up finding all these cards and buying them for like $9 and sleeving them. So I was running like EMR, Drytron Asterism. I don't remember the Drytron Trap that was with it. I think there was a Drytron Trap. But we did that, and then we went to a different shop. I think it was Prairie Dog Comics, and that's where I found Black Illusion or Dark Illusion Ritual, Black Illusion Ritual with Relinquished. That's how I got my love with Relinquished because I love that card. I have a first edition starter deck Pegasus in my binder that I like to show off. Um, but yeah, Drytron's been my pet deck. I've probably evolved it 15 different times. Logan JYA has been a cool dude. Drykage on YouTube. Well, it's Logan JYA. He's the Drykage, is what they call him. To kind of go through and like learn from. And this deck has evolved so much throughout the years. This is my baby. It pisses me off beyond belief because I think this deck has so much potential. As you can tell, I haven't changed my side deck a whole lot because this card's completely banned now. But I love Drytron. It's been with me from the very beginning, pretty much. And the ongoing joke was that this was $9, and I was kicking ass with a $9 deck. Um, my second one, we were in, I believe it was December of 2024. It was before I changed jobs. I was still up in Nebraska, and I had looked at some stuff on YouTube for Master Duel, and one of the ones was Sword Soul. So I was on Master Duel, started playing Sword Soul, and I was like, holy crap, this is sick. Like, I get to synchro. I'm still super new to the game. Didn't know time. Like I didn't know crap for rules. Um, but when I was on our way, or when I was on my way back to Kansas to live in Kansas again and work in Kansas again, I hit up a dude when I was in Nebraska, and I bought Sword Soul core and everything. So I played Sword Soul. I flirted with some Ryuji packages. Sword Soul is just super cool. I've always have the cards. Um, I've loved Sword Soul. Saying normal summon Moye is like one of the most cortisol-inducing things I've ever had in my life because the amount of times she's been impermed, ashed, veilered, you name it, it sucked, but it's happened. Um, so yeah, Sword Soul's been really fun. I've done decent with Sword Soul. I've never like actually I've won one of the random locals here and like topped a couple locals, but it was fun. Then we move into that summer is when Infinite Forbidden came out, and I love Exodia, but I don't have an Exodia deck. But another archetype that came out was Mimigul. I don't really play a whole lot of Mimigul anymore outside of I tested it with Yummy for a little bit, but Mimigul was fun. I thought they were these super random monsters that you could flip and do some really weird crap. The one video that I saw was, I believe it was US Nats that year, was I saw a dude clear a Fiendsmith Snake Eyes board with just a dragon, and I was like, holy shit, that's super cool. The deck's fun. I love Mimigul. It's one of those ones that I'll revisit from time to time. Another one that I think has potential, but it just won't be super great just because of what it does. Um, but I think it's awesome. It's a really fun archetype, and it's a silly archetype. I love these convoluted, weird archetypes, as you'll see with another one later. Um, but after that, I, for some reason, decided I wanted to play the Gimmick Puppet FTK. I thought it was really cool. I have Rouge Dawn Little Soldiers. I have the cards somewhere sleeved. I think they're in a box in my closet, but the Gimmick FTK was like my first real combo thing. Like, sure, all these other decks that we've mentioned so far have had combos, um, but these were a lot of fun to play. Um, I only took it to a locals in Manhattan, Kansas once because I hated playing that way. I thought it was crap, but if it wins games, it wins games. We kind of skipped one, but we'll touch on it a little bit later. Um, but we move into December of 2024. Leading into December of 2024, it was about, I believe, September, October when it had released in the OCG, and I had absolutely fell in love with it, was the Ryzeal cards. Um, I absolutely adore these cards. I think this is probably my favorite deck I've ever played, ever, in Yu-Gi-Oh! I love the Ryzeal cards. I thought they were super cool. They're like little mini Gundams. Um, I read them when they came out in the OCG, and I was like, holy shit, this is sick. This one summons out, this one searches, this one searches. They all search. They make this giant dude. This one searches, this negates. Like, it was super cool. Um, I wasn't great with it, I will say, um, when it was pure. I didn't have a lot of time to play it and master it. I didn't have the setup to really test. My job is pretty demanding for my time, depending on the seasons, except the summer. My job revolves around college athletics, so I'm busy basically year round besides 2 months out of the year. So I didn't have a lot of time to master it. But I love this deck. Actually, these are the cards that I won my first ever locals with, and they're going to go up on my wall in a little bit when Mrs. Bricked Up and I officially get married and move in together. They're going to go up on my wall, and it's going to be super like cringy and weird, but I'm going to do it because they're my cards, and why not? Um, so another deck I kind of played that I do love as well. We'll touch more on Ryzeal in a little bit. It was a crossover breakers deck that I loved was Ryuji. Um, we have our two Mistfa here to kind of represent that. I thought Ryuji was super cool. The bunch of level 10s, they're big monsters. They have an in-archetype D-Fisher. Um, they could just do some really cool stuff. You saw me post a video against Ian back in the day when he was still learning Sky Striker. I watched that video and it was super cringe and I hated every second of it because it was so bad. Um, but this deck's really cool. This is another one I wish could be better. I think it does have some weird potential to make some really big synchro monsters, but it doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of there, and my god, does it brick like an animal. But Ryuji was super cool. Um, so I took a pretty big break from like December of 2024 to like late spring of 2025 when I started getting back into it. Well, late spring 2025, obviously, Ryzeal was still a thing, but so was Mitsurugi. So I started playing Ryzeal Mitsurugi, and my god, did that deck carry me. I swear to god. That deck was absolutely insane, the stuff you could do with this Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Um, I hit up one of our other friends, Ian Hess is his name. He had a bunch of extra Mitsurugi stuff, and so I hit him up and I got him. I went to locals that night. I think I got third that night. I lost to the GOAT, Kyle Shook himself, playing Malice, and I'm like, holy shit, what's happening? And that was the same night that I was playing against one of our boys, Ricky, and he's like, hey dude, you should probably do this, you should probably do that, and like coaching me through Mitsurugi stuff, and it was super cool. Um, that same weekend, we went to, I believe it was Pokebros that same weekend, and we won. We won the locals. That was our first locals win ever, and it was insane. We actually beat Ian, who was, I believe, playing Malice, maybe? He might have been playing Malice. I'm not entirely sure what he was playing, but it was awesome. This was the deck we took to our first ever regional as well, and we went X4. We learned a lot. It was a fun time. Played a lot of Malice. I hate Malice, respectfully. Um, but yeah, Ryzeal will be like forever one of my favorite decks that I've ever played, especially with the Mitsurugi stuff. It was so fun. Kind of broken and overpowered this Mitsurugi crap is, but it was super fun. Habakiri lives forever. It'll never go away. Um, the next one, and I have one part of the engine here, was another locals that I won randomly out of nowhere. I was on YouTube one day, and I was just kind of searching around and looking for some stuff, and I came across this random dude. Oh my god, I forgot his name. I totally forgot his name. Whoever just won nationals for US. Um, Wilfredo. It was a random video from this dude, and this was before he won Nats, by the way. Um, of him playing Fiendsmith Gem Knight, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me build it. So yeah, this was before he won Nats. I found this random video of him. It's out there. We took it one night and ended up winning. We won the whole night. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun, actually. Fiendsmith Gem Knight had some crazy potential to it. I think it still does. Gem Knight's still just a good going second deck. It was a lot of fun. I honestly never played it again after that. I played going second a little bit, but I just never played it again because it was kind of boring to me, but it was super cool. Um, we'll kind of touch on this a little bit here. We went to August of 2025. That's when Justice Hunters came out. And that was when I decided that I was going to play Yummy. I didn't know what I was going to play. We'll put the Snatchy Fields in there because we'll talk about Yummy in a second. Yeah, we were going to play Yummy. We didn't know what we were going to do because we had talked about. We'd looked at Draco Tail. We had looked at some other stuff. And I was like, man, I don't really know what I want to run out of this because Draco Tail looks cool. Canine's going to be crazy expensive. Um, so we landed on Yummy, and I love these cute, adorable little bastards. I didn't really have the time to master it, though. Although, we did win our third ever locals with pure Yummy. Or, I guess, the Sky Striker build of Yummy, if you want to count that. But Yummy was super fun. I love it. I still love this deck. I ended up getting rid of it at one point because I was like, it's kind of pricey still, and I need the money, so we just kind of got rid of it. We'll talk about Yummy in a little bit longer. Get to around November-ish of 2025. We had dabbled with Monarchs. I saw somebody do really well and win a regional with Monarchs. So I played a little bit of Monarchs, Domain Monarchs. I don't like playing stun floodgatey kind of stuff, but sometimes you do, and it's just kind of whatever. But yeah, we picked it up and played it. I was actually going to play this at the Oklahoma City Regional I made a video on. But luckily, when I was with Porche and Ian that night testing this, it sucked. I hated it. It was miserable. We did awful. We were getting waxed every game. And I was like, I'm not paying all this money to play in a regional and just get shit on, pretty much. Um, so a couple days before that, though, I was sitting there at home and I came across a video from a dude named Nelson Katuza, who I've talked about before, and he was playing K9 DDD. And I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. What the hell is this? So to kind of backtrack a little bit, I was in Joplin, Missouri for my job, covering some sports, and I saw that DDD was getting new support. And I called Porche and I said, holy shit, this looks sick. Because I had picked up DDD. It was like the third deck I ever ran. So I guess the Gimmick Puppet FTK being like my first real combo deck was kind of a lie. Because I did play DDD originally. I didn't know what I was doing. Got third at the locals. First time I ever topped with the locals. Topped. Ian and I had a complete solitaire match when he was on Trap Tricks because he had just been starting to play. I had just been starting to play, and it was just a fun game that we solitaire through it all. But I got this and I had the ratios. It was 3 Zuna, 1 Lupus, 3 Jokel, 1 Lantern, Case for Canine, a Ripper, and an Arroy. I was like, cool, let's play this. This is sick. And the first locals I ever took it to, we went X3 in 4 rounds. It sucked. I didn't want to play it. I was so pissed off. I'd put so much time into like learning the deck. It's probably the deck I've been the most comfortable with since Mitsurugi Raizel. We're trying to get more comfortable with a different one. We'll talk a little bit later. But we actually ended up playing this at the Oklahoma City Regional. Went X3 out of 8 rounds. We placed 27th. It was awesome. It was the most success I've had with the deck in a while at that point, and it just felt good. And the deck's super fun. I love DDD. It's excuse me. It's super fun to play. I love it. It's combo-y, and it hurts my head sometimes. So we kind of go into December-ish at that point. We didn't really know what we were going to do going forward. There was an announcement for Phantom Revengers, and I was kind of like, oh my gosh, this is sick. I love this NA craft type stuff. It's really fun. Flip effects that burn and put counters. I love convoluted combo decks. It's just how I am. It's who I am. We haven't necessarily done good with the deck. I believe we've gone X2 before, or X2 in 4 rounds, but it's a fun deck. I think we're gonna play the Zoborg dump in there because we do have 3 Zoborgs to play it. So I don't like playing floodgatey kind of stuff, but I think this deck's kind of fun to play. Pendulum flips. It's cool. It's really fun. I think it has a lot of potential, especially with the new support that comes out in, I think it's Blazing Dominion, maybe? Yeah, with Spider. I think it's going to be super cool. Now, the current deck that I think is probably our most competitive deck that we're playing at the moment is, probably shocker, because I play Yummy and I told we talk about it, is Fiendsmith Yummy. This was something that I had seen in the Yummy Discord. I had been flirting around with Mimigul Yummy. I thought it was kind of cool. The board was decent. We can end on like a Snatchy, a Colossus, a Lollipop Yummy Way with Surprise. And then I was like, cool, let's play Fiendsmith Yummy. And my god, is it super fun to play. I really, really, really enjoy it. I don't feel like it's too oppressive to where like you feel like an asshole for playing it. The only reason why I might not play it at the regional we're going to go to in April is because I think people are going to prepare for it. But this is kind of what we're playing with now. I feel way more comfortable playing this than I did Pure or when I did Mimigul. Like I feel like I understand the deck a lot more and like the different intricate interactions that come up with playing the deck. I feel a lot more comfortable with. This is like our main. This is definitely our main competitive deck right now, I would say. But right now, we still have 2 kind of projects we're working with that I think are fun to play, and I really want to be good with them, to be honest with you. The first one that we're kind of getting the ropes with, I've been really avoiding, like YouTube videos. Not that I hate YouTube videos. I'm for YouTube videos, but I want to learn it on my own, is some heroes. This was one of the videos that I made that I scrapped for a profile because I do have proxies for the deck. I think it looked kind of trashy. I want to be better with it. But man, Mesa Muertos had some crazy stuff with it. And I think that's going to reflect with Heroes. I think Heroes is going to be good. I just don't really know how to play it yet, to be honest. And I don't want to look up combo videos. I want to learn it on my own. But I think at some point I will cave and watch a combo video. Porche has said that everybody's played a hero deck at this point because it's one of those popular anime decks. And I don't disagree with him. I think this is actually really fun to play. I'm super excited to learn it and get better. I have leaps and bounds and different ways to like get better and improve with the deck, but I think it's got a lot of potential. I think it's a lot of fun to play. I definitely need new sleeves because these sleeves are trashed. But currently, the deck that has my attention, honestly, that I might take to the regional, because I think it has a lot of potential. Let me get some of the cards here out for you, and we'll show you. It's another Mesa Muertos deck, is the Call of the Haunted and the Pumpkin stuff. I think this deck is actually really good. Not to mention, it's also an impulse deck, so it makes it pretty nice to play and pretty enticing, but I think this deck has a lot of potential. I think it's super fun. You could play it kind of degen, where you can make Mercurium the Quicksilver, and you can attach Spell Canceller, detach them, Call of the Haunted, make Spell Canceller, or Christia, or End of Anubis, or whatever like you can do. But this deck's super fun. I think it's really good. I really do. I'm feeling really comfortable with it. I've been really trying to practice going second with it into a lot of stuff online on like Nexus with simulators. because I think going second it kind of struggles, especially in a format where I don't know if everybody knows this, Radiant Typhoon's kind of a thing. Yeah, but I think it's fun. I think it's really good. I think it has a lot of potential to be super, super good. I think that it's a fresh enough archetype that people don't know how to build it totally great yet. This card's ridiculous. I was playing it today at work, admittedly. I had a board where I had Eldritch the Mad Golden Lord. If I can find him, I'll dump him out. I had Eldritch the Mad Golden Lord. I had Undying Legion. I had some other stupid stuff on board. I was going to summon Snare the Snake Hair, and the dude flips a droplet, pitches two monsters, and I just flip Vortex of Time, and he flipped Tails, banished the whole board. He goes, "Wait, what the hell just happened?" Which is crazy that it just replaces it, and it's searchable with Stare of the Snake Hair or anything that gives you something that mentions Call of the Haunted. It's fun. But yeah, that is my mini journey that I've had with Yu-Gi-Oh so far. Been doing content for roughly off and on about a year. Not super consistent with it. I want to be more consistent. I think it's fun. I enjoy it. It's just I get tired of making deck profiles. I want to put out gameplay. By the time I edit the gameplay and get it out, it's been like a week or two since it happened, or a ban list has passed, and it's like, well, what the hell's the point? It's an old one. It's something I need to get better at personally about prioritizing content, whether it's just combo videos, Discord games, Nexus games. I don't really like Master Duel a whole lot, but like Nexus games, just to kind of practice and maybe live stream a couple just so we can play through it and learn. Um, Yu-Gi-Oh has been a big part of the last 3 years of my life. I've met some phenomenal people in my life because of it. I got a lot of people that are going to go to my wedding because of it. I've met some great people. I've spent way too much money, but it's great. It's a hobby. I thoroughly enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh. It's tremendous. Um, I wouldn't change a single journey about it. I wouldn't change a single thing about it. Maybe live a little bit closer to locals, but that's not the point. Um, it's great. I love it. Yu-Gi-Oh is tremendous. Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know what else to say. Shout out to Porche, Ian, Pink Elephant, Rick, the boys. I can't even count how many people. Ian, Willie, Paz, Porche. I know I've said them again. Adon, link to their channels down below. Um, Rick's been a big help when it comes to learning and deck building, and I bounce off ideas off him all the time. Even like Josh and Justin and Kyle and yeah, I mean Xeyo's been great to be around. He's a big YouTuber. He's a great dude. Got a great sense of humor. He's beat me multiple times on camera. He's hilarious. Johnny's a great dude to be around and talk to. Hell, Marco. I can go on and on. Andres, Marco, Alex. Like you can, I can go on for all the people. It's been phenomenal. I can't wait to meet more people. Just the caliber of duelists I've seen at the high levels. Played against George Lucas Sacco in Oklahoma, and man, that was different. It's a guy that knows his cards inside and out, and that's a level I want to get to, and that's a level I want to take more seriously. Um, Yu-Gi-Oh's great. I love it. I want to get better. I have a stack of cards next to me that need to go into the binder at some point. Peep the Burst of Destiny, Secret Ecclesias, the Wichita group. It'll be there. I'll put her out in a little bit. But it's fun. I love it. Any questions, leave them down below. Any comments, leave them down below. Let me know what you guys think about the style of video. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm tempted to run some Nexus and just put some testing videos out just to kind of talk through what's going through my brain and just to put stuff out there for you guys. It's a little bit of a longer video. Thank you for sitting through it. I appreciate it so much. In the words of Ian, don't be silly, wrap your willy.